Good morning. You're listening to Shamelessly Shontay. I'm your host, Shontay Lundy, and happy Sunday. Today is my lovely co-host, Francis Ford.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. How we doing today?
I feel great.
Good.
Good. Okay, so y'all, guess what happened this weekend?
What happened?
I was at this convention in the state of Texas, invited to speak on a panel. After the panel, we heard chanting because the next panel had started. We hear chanting in the hallway, and me and my team, we say, "What's that? Should we go check it out?" And they're like, "Oh yeah." So when we get over there, we see a group of people throwing up papers and yelling, "Stop, blah, blah, blah. Stop, blah, blah, blah. Stop, blah, blah, blah." We walked into the beginning of a protest. So normally I kind of want to figure out what's going on and figure out if I need to be world police because I don't like violence.
Yeah.
So we see this man yanked off the stage by his coat. And y'all, this was a very important political figure that was yanked off of this stage, all right, by the protesters and sandbagged into a secret elevator, and we never saw him again. However, the protesters were still in the hallway. Stop, blah, blah, blah. Stop, blah, blah, blah. And at one point, I thought it was going to turn into a violent protest because of how aggressive they were and actually what the cause were of why they were protesting. When I read the pamphlet of why they were there, then I said, oh. Francis, can you reflect just for 2 seconds?
I thought a fight was about to break out. I was lost. I didn't know what was going on.
Have you ever been in a protest before?
No.
No. First and last?
Yeah. Prayerfully, it's the last.
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So it's tax season. If the deadline is quickly approaching us. So, Francis.
Yes.
When do you typically file your taxes? Do you do it at the beginning or do you wait until the last minute?
I am such a last minute person to the point I'm going to file an extension.
Every time.
Every time.
Me too. Okay. So there's like two perspectives on taxes. It's one, if you owe money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you owe money, you're probably going to delay, or the mindset might be, well, you know what? Let me just get this bill out the way, depending on how large the bill is. And the other perspective is if you get a refund, I'm about to buy these boots. I'm about to buy this handbag. I'm about to go on a trip. I'm going to remodel my house. And those are the ones that follow the day to get that check. So let me ask you, have you ever claimed anyone's kids?
No. I'm scared of Uncle Sam. Listen, they are not coming for me.
Okay. If you had the opportunity to claim someone's kids, would you?
Without getting in trouble?
Yeah.
Yes.
You would? Okay.
Absolutely.
What's the tax credit right now on kids? 7,000, 8,000?
I don't know.
5,000?
I don't know. Ain't no babies over here, so I can't even tell you.
Okay. And what do we think about pets? Should pets should we be able to follow our pets' expenses?
Ain't no pets over here either, so I can't help you with that.
Somebody's biased. I'm a dog mom of 3, and I definitely think that pet expenses should be able to be claimed.
I mean, I've heard they're just expensive as kids.
Just about. And in the veterinary world, the aid and the assistance of your animal has increased over the last 10 years. I mean, it's astronomical.
Yeah.
You almost have to be rich to own a pet.
Yeah, and that's why I don't have one.
Okay, yeah. Well, we hope everybody is good in tax season and filing and doing the right thing. One piece of advice I have for everybody is all you got to do is live and file your taxes.
File them taxes because you know.
I actually want to say all you got to do is stay black and file those taxes. Okay? All right, so we're going to go to a break, and we are coming back with an amazing guest, VC DuPree. Welcome back to Shamelessly Shontay. I'm your host, Shontay Lundy, and we are here with a special person to me. We are here with VC DuPree.
Yep.
Francis, talk to us about VC.
Our guest today is known for his captivating performances on the silver screen and stage. We invite you to immerse yourselves in this fascinating world of acting and discover what drives this incredible performer to bring characters to life. Get ready to laugh, be inspired, and entertained as we embark on a journey through the life, career, and entertainment and joys of fatherhood with Vincent Craig DuPree, better known as our friend VC. Welcome, sir.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, you know what? I want to sit into the interview with that person. Who you?
That's you. That's you. She did say your whole government, Vincent Craig
That's right.
DuPree. So VC, how did you get the name Vincent Craig?
Funny. My grandmother, she wanted me to be named Derek Tyrone. She wanted me to be named Derek Tyrone, but I guess back in the day there was some soap opera dude, bad guy or something like that, and his name was Vincent. And my mom was like, nope, it's got to be Vincent. And then the Craig, and the rest is history. But yeah, you could be sitting here interviewing Derek Tyrone.
I mean, for instance, does he look like a Derek?
He kind of does look like he could be a Derek.
I mean, V is fly right now. He got the fitted on. We got the camo sweater with the all black. You can't see it, so we have to describe this
This is a
man.
little Tyrone-ish. I don't know about the Derek, but yeah.
Not Tyrone, though. So V, where are you from?
I'm from Seattle.
Okay.
I'm from Seattle.
So the city of Seattle or the outskirts of Seattle?
No, the city of Seattle. I grew up in Seattle, lived there all my childhood and whatnot, and moved to L.A.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here all my adult life. So
Why did you move to L.A.?
I packed up the bags and moved to Beverly. I just came down here to do the acting thing.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So how did you actually physically get to L.A.? Did you walk? Did you take a bus?
No, I drove.
You
I
drove
came
your
down
car?
here in a sports car in a dream.
I know that's right.
Was it a drop top?
sport-
Tell me more. Like, what was that day like when you left?
It was a Camaro. And actually, it was cool because this journey, I had never really, I didn't grow up thinking, I want to be an actor and blah, blah, blah. There's a director who lives in Seattle, famous director. He had directed The Defiant Ones with Sidney Poitier, and he was a really ahead of his time, Stanley Kramer, and he was doing a kind of a workshop thing up there, and my mom, unbeknownst to me, sent my picture and in there, and he called me in for a reading. At the time, I didn't even know what a reading was, and he thought I had something, and he said, you know what? You could make some money in this business, you know what I mean? So he trained me on scenes from some of his old movies like Cyrano de Bergerac and The Defiant Ones and whatnot. And hey, here I am,
Wow.
Okay, so you got in your Camaro. You said what color was it?
Metallic midnight blue.
Okay.
Ooh.
T-tops.
Oh, and did the Camaro have a name?
No, I didn't do the name thing, but
Okay.
But it looked just like the Knight Rider,
Oh,
that Knight Rider car. So yeah, I thought I was doing it.
you probably was. Okay, so you drove by yourself.
Yeah.
And how did you decide where in LA you wanted to live?
Well, my grandmother's friend, she lived over near what is now like SoFi, you know, and so I lived with her for a couple of months, and good thing her and my grandmother were so tight because she thought I was a little a little spoiled. So I had to find someplace else to, kind of do it. And they still remained friends. And I got my own place. I moved out to
Quickly.
the Valley and got a job at Universal Studios.
Okay.
And it got me a little crib and I was doing it.
So we couldn't find that. So what were you doing at Universal Studios?
I worked for the amphitheater, and I started off just one of the parking lot people, and then I got promoted really fast, and I was like the where you see the little ticket takers, when you drive through in the parking lot. I was their boss.
So how does it feel though to come to a new city, right, and have to work kind of just a job to get you through to your true calling?
It was a trip because, first of all, anybody knows if you're pursuing anything in the entertainment, and especially like in acting, you live here and you see everybody. You see everybody doing what you're aspiring to do. You know what I mean? So in a way, it's cool because you're like, okay, well, I don't see anything that he got that I don't have, and he's living like this, so okay. But then on the flip side, it can be a little bit, I don't want to say discouraging because, here you are thinking you should be
where they are
at that point, but yet you're, taking an order or doing whatever, but it's humbling. And I think you got to go through the steps. I would much rather have done it that way than to my last name been any one of these celebrities' kids, and then boom, you're just thrust into it, because that journey is, it's all predicated on you taking those early steps. I think it makes you a better, more rounded person, and you know the whole scope of it. You know what I mean?
I definitely respect the process of all things.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to take any shortcuts, and nothing's been handed to me. So I can definitely understand
100%.
Your journey and just the thinking of it. Yeah. Okay, so VC, you've been acting since 1985, racking up 17 acting credits such as South Central and Friday the 13th Part 8. We heard you say that, someone, your mom sent your picture in, and, this person said you got potential. Is that what you wanted to be when you grew up? What did you want to be when you grew up?
I actually wanted to be an airline pilot.
Okay.
From the time I even knew what it was, because I traveled a lot with my mom, and if I wasn't with her, I was on a plane by myself going to, my grandmother's house for the summer and this kind of thing. And I was hook, line, and sinker. I was going to be a pilot to the point of where, like, on my bicycle, back in the day, they had a little bicycle with the popular one, had a little stick shift in the middle, and a little gear couldn't tell me nothing, right? But I'd be riding my bike, and the whole shot, we'd like to welcome you to United Airlines Flight 433. All this to myself, while I'm riding the thing, And funny story, right across from my cousin's house, there was this parking lot, and it was a slight incline, so I'd be on my bike. Now, granted, all of the houses kind of came together, and they had a common backyard, so it was literally just right around the corner. But I'd be on my bike, talking to my crew, and at this point, we like to ask that you keep your seats in an upright position, and the whole shot. Get up to the top of the thing, and then I would slowly turn around, just like I'm getting ready to take off. Fly down that doggone driveway, and boom, hit the bottom of the porch and flip my ass up on top of their porch every Saturday morning.
Wait,
And what's so crazy is that everybody that I used to hang with, all my cousins, they were older. I was younger. So every Saturday morning, they'd be in there still watching cartoons, eating their cereal, and bam.
You take a flight.
But now, mind you, I still had people on the plane. So I still had people on the plane. I still had people on the plane. So it's just like, they had to get off. So they either got off via 2 exits at the front, 2 over the wing, or 2 at the rear of the aircraft. So I was hook, line, and sinker. I was going to be a pilot. That was.
But
that was
you was crashing the plane. I'm not getting on.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I hadn't mastered the brakes yet. But yeah, the flight was cool.
Have you taken pilot lessons?
Nah.
As an adult? No.
No. I kind of stopped having that sort of fantasy. Me and my mom, she took me to, I think, the Caribbean or something, and we had a real turbulent flight, and that kind of like switched that up. I mean, to the point of where, people are getting bumped heads and whatnot. So, they kind of just, kind of killed it a little bit.
Like, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, VC, let's talk about Friday the 13th Part 8, okay? Jason Takes Manhattan, where you were unfortunately suffered the fate of 99% of black characters in horror films, okay? Although you were beheaded. In your mind, who won that fight?
I won that fight. Are you
Talk
kidding me?
to us.
I won.
How you win the fight and you get killed?
I won that fight. Because, see, the editors told me there's a difference in the story. Some people have said that by the time they edited, I had thrown 45 punches. I've heard anywhere from 45 punches to 62 punches. Now, I don't know about you, but if you've ever been into a physical confrontation and you throwing 45 or 50 punches, I think that you might have been the person to win, with the exception of that little piece at the end, that little part. But Julius won. Yeah, I threw hands, man.
Okay, so I've actually heard you say, so I was the brother the one that beat Jason's ASS. Can you just introduce yourself like that? Yeah, so I was in Friday the 13th.
Well, you might know me from Jason Dake's Manhattan. Friday, the only time they got off of the campground, in New York. Yeah, I was Julius. Yeah, I was the brother who threw hands. I put them all airborne, baby. I put them all airborne, baby.
My goodness gracious. Well, you know what though? What if somebody never seen the 1985 flick of Friday the 13th? They're gonna be looking at you like, "What did you say?" How do you take that?
But see, I'm gonna tell you something though. That role is so iconic, because prior to that, nobody had ever really thrown hands or try to stood up to one of these, whether it be Jason or Freddy Krueger, any of these cats, And you also mentioned that, I suffered the fate of, brothers and da-da-da. They usually go out either on the toilet or whatever in the first 5 minutes. I made it to the end.
Okay.
So don't get it twisted. I made it to the end. So, but yeah, man, it was a fun movie. And what's so interesting about that is back then they didn't say the name of the movie because they didn't want people stealing the script and whatnot. So they kept a lot of stuff under wraps. Mm-hmm. So with Friday the 13th, they had it, I guess at first it was Burial at Sea. Then it was Ashes to Ashes. Now me, all I know is Paramount had given me my first starring role. They were paying me this amount. Mm-hmm. I was going to Canada to shoot it. I'm sitting in the doggone boarding area. And so this one actress, she walks up. She goes, "Hey, are you going to shoot Friday the 13th? I'm like, "No, boo. No. I'm starting in Burial at Sea. I'm in." She goes, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Dude, you're one of the stars of it. You're fighting the monster. You're shooting Friday the 13th. I found out getting on the plane because they had changed the name. Oh. You know what I mean? So, okay. Yeah, it's that whole movie, that whole it was a good experience though. It was my first leading, starring role.
Congratulations. So, Princess, how you feel about horror flicks?
I'm a scaredy cat.
Yeah,
I'm a legit scaredy cat. I'm like this, peeking through my fingers, and yeah.
Of the monster ones, because see, now I'm scared of the stuff like the spirit kind of stuff, because that stuff conceivably could be real, but like, come on, a hockey mask, chasing you down the street.
But as young people, right, watching Freddy, mm-hmm. like Nightmare on Elm Street, that was his face was like a burnt pizza. Yeah. Like that was very very scary.
So so Jason terrified me. Okay, but Freddy, I laughed at him.
Yeah,
I laughed at Freddy.
Yeah,
Jason terrified the mess out of me.
Mm-hmm.
So the fans of the horror genre and Friday the 13th films are serious.
Yeah,
we know that. Yeah. And you've done quite a few horror show conventions. What's that crowd like? Like I know they love you. They have to love you. Do you dress up as your characters? Like, if you weren't in the industry, would you even attend those conventions?
Well, let me put it this way. Before I had done that Friday the 13th, I think I had probably only seen one of them. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of wasn't really my jam. You know what I'm saying? I liked them if I happened to run across one, or somebody was showing one at their house or something like that. But now I've taken on a new love for it, and the fans, they're like no other fans. I'm telling you, they are like no other fans. I have some friends who do soap operas, and mm-hmm. those fans rival the horror fans because they're in it to win it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have a good time at those shows. I do not dress up, but they're in it.
They're in it.
Okay, VC, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back. So VC,
Yes,
one of
ma'am.
your other impactful roles has been South Central.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Oh man, South Central, that movie.
But by the way, y'all, VC's body language is changing on us. He got a little umph.
Oh,
it.
is that
Uh-huh.
right?
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay. Well, you know what? No, I love that movie, and it's so interesting because South Central is one of these films that it's just I always say like whenever you do a movie or pretty much anything creative, it's like you have a baby and then you know send it out into the world and you hope the world thinks it's cute. You know what I'm saying? And South Central is that little baby that it was just like a small little film. It was Warner Brothers. Oliver Stone was executive producer of it. And it was one of the first urban dramas that it came out around the time like The Boys in the Hood and all that stuff. But it was one of the first films that actually showed the people not as, the star is the streets and the guns and that whole thing. It showed them as real people that just happened to be in the inner city. So, yeah, man, I love that movie. And the fans to this day get younger and younger and younger. So the movie just has a life of its own. You know what I mean?
So, Francis, have you seen South Central?
I have.
Uh-huh.
It's been a very long time. It really has. I have to watch it again. And just talking to you, it's making me want to watch it again.
Yeah, it's a great
I can't
film.
remember. Does it have a sad ending?
No, actually it doesn't. It has a very empowering ending because at the end of the day, the lead character fights for his son and gets his son back. And at the time in which he confronted the obstacle from getting his son back, he didn't know whether he was going to make it out or not. But, just kind of what we do as fathers. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of go all out and, do the best you can. And
VC, let's talk about fatherhood because we know you are a father.
yeah.
VC, do you have a son or a daughter?
Yeah, I have a son.
You have a son.
I have a son.
Okay, so talk to us about fatherhood. Did you always know that you wanted to be a father?
100%. 100%. And it's interesting because I knew the name of my son even before I had my first kiss.
Before your first kiss?
Before my first kiss. Well, I'm talking about,
Wow.
10, 11. I knew that I wanted to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I wanted my son to be, I had his name picked out. Now, my grandmother's neighbors, their last name, I thought their last name was so cool. So I was like, you know what? When I have a son, that's going to be his first name. And, he's a living testament to it. So I guess I breathed that out there and the universe heard me,
Okay, so you have your son. What was that like when he was born?
Oh, my gosh. It was.
Were you scared?
No. Oh, no. I always kind of say that, how like when in cartoons, when they show a character crying and the tears shoot out sideways.
Wait. I have a legit visual right now.
That's what happened, because it was none of this like sniffle, snip. No, it was just like
Ballin'.
I couldn't believe it. And it's so funny because when he was when my wife was carrying him, I would always talk to him at her belly and whatnot. And it's so funny because when he was born, he was laying there. And then when I said, oh my God, he's so beautiful, his neck snapped and they looked because normally babies, when they're born, they don't have that kind of movement right
Yeah.
away. But he
heard you.
He heard me and he looked and made eyes with that voice. And, it's my dude,
That's your dude. So is he your best friend?
100%.
He recognized your voice. That's so
100%.
He said, "That's my dad."
Yeah.
What does your son call you? Dad, Daddy, VC?
No, he calls no. Actually, he does. He calls me Dad.
Okay.
But he's in the way that they describe like wine. You know, like somebody has a sip of goes to a wine connoisseur, and they're like, you know, it's bold, it's embracing, it's da 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 da. I always lovingly tell my son, I'm like, dude, you're cool as ice cream. You got flavor, you got swagger. You're bold, but not intrusive, with a touch of bookworm and a hint of nerd. You know what I'm saying? he's the
all of
truth.
that.
He's
Okay.
I
the
love
truth.
that. I love that.
He's the
So,
truth.
I can only imagine what it's like to raise a son in this world, a black son at that. What has it been like preparing him for the world that we're in now?
Oh, that's a good question. I think for one, you just have to give them the space to be who they want to be and who they're destined to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people who like they want their child to be this way, or even some families or some social groups. They're like, yeah, you got to be hard, or you got to be this, you got to be that, as opposed to just giving that person a secure area to be a little bit bookwormy, a little bit. Because in my opinion, you can't expect the rest of the world to acknowledge the fact that people who look like you and I are different, because there's a whole mosaic of types, of shades, of types of personalities. But then when we get amongst our own, oh, you ain't hard, so you're in the book, so you ain't. So to me, the biggest thing for me was to give him space to be who he is. And he's got a 4.4 GPA.
Nice.
He entered college as a sophomore, you know, and oh yeah, he's no joke. He wants to be an aerospace engineer, and I think
I love
it
that.
just starts when they're younger.
Yeah.
It starts when they're younger.
So I'm hearing the word I a lot. Did you have support raising your son?
His mother and I separated when he was young. He's like 4, and he's been with me. He just turned. He's 18 now. So yeah, that's a lot of. And I don't mean to say I in like a selfish sense, but it's just what comes to mind because that's what was there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's you just got to do what you say. You got like for example, when I see some people with their kids, and you know, they'll tell their kid, yeah, we're gonna go to this place or that place, and the kid's like, Dad, you promise? You promise? You promise? Okay, well, my son doesn't do that, because from the time he was little, I don't break my promises. So you would never hear him, we're for sure going to do this. Kids only do that if you're not really of your word. So all these are different types of things that I've tried to instill in him. And man, as I say, he's the truth. He's the truth.
So we've just learned that you raised your son as a single parent.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask you how do you feel about that, but is there anything that you want to share with any other single parents, and maybe what that process was like? I'm assuming that you have full custody of your son.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't want to sit and act like, yeah, it was, you know, it's all easy and blah, blah, blah. Let me put it this way. The benefit of it to me was I never had to negotiate what I thought was best for him. I didn't have to sit and compromise on, you know, what I know in that moment is the best choice. That was a blessing. But as far as, you know, kids, you know, you don't want anybody to grow up with various issues, whether it be a mommy issue or this kind of thing or whatever. So it's a fine line.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fine line. But I wouldn't have changed it for the world, because as I said, I gave him that space to grow into who he is. And with other influences, he might not have been comfortable enough to be that bookworm that I mean, and he's handsome as all get out, but he just ain't out here in the streets trying.
What does all get out mean?
He ain't out here trying to be like, oh, I'm cute and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but that is only because he has the self-confidence to exist in this space and not have to try to be what the media says somebody who looks like him should be, or that kind of vibe.
So what's your go ahead.
Sorry. I just have a random question about your relationship with your son, if I can ask. What is your favorite activity to do together?
Lately, we've been hiking. We've been hiking a lot, and I'm fortunate because he loves to spend time with me.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people
Their
their kids
Yep.
not so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we've been hiking and just vibe. You know what I mean? Just vibe, because it's interesting because he is so ahead of his time that he has his friends and whatnot, but his conversation, he gets more charge from adult conversation because it's on a level that where he's always thinking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for single fathers out there, VC?
Well, for one, just be prepared for the unknown, and be prepared by that meaning. Right now, kids have so much external stimuli. I mean, you're competing with a whole lot.
Yes.
You're competing with a whole lot, and you just have to be a man of your word, because kids know authenticity. You know what I'm saying? You can sit and fake it and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're watching. They're watching you, and you're showing them how to navigate through the world. Like a prime example, there's the seven spiritual laws of success. I don't know if you've heard of that, Deepak Chopra.
Yep.
One of my favorite ones is the first law. The first law is pure potentiality. And basically what that means is you need to get your mind and your life in a state of where it's like a pool, a small pond. And if you toss a rock in that pond, you're going to see the ripple. Now that rock could be you spending time with yourself, you being just reading a book, you learning a foreign language, but you're giving yourself that space for it to have some effect in your life, as opposed to if you live your life like an ocean, with all this stuff and turbulent, blah, blah, blah. Hell, you could drop the Empire State Building in it and you would never see the effects of what you're trying to add to it. Mm-hmm. So by that saying, just provide them with a space that's tranquil so that they can, as I said earlier, just be who they're going to be. You know what I mean?
Okay. Single dads out there, the man VC DuPree has spoken. And we'll be right back. Welcome back. And we are still with VC DuPree because this conversation is so engaging and so powerful. But you know what? We're going to have a little bit of fun. And okay. VC is not privy to this portion, okay? So, VC, okay. You ready? We're going to just play a little game.
Okay.
Rapid fire questions.
Oh, Lord.
Okay? Kind of like a this or that, all
okay.
right? Left foot or right foot?
Right foot.
All day. Why?
Right foot, because that's the foot of power, baby. That's the one that navigates me through the planet. Bam. That's my back
with a kick out. Okay. Okay. Do you have a lady friend?
Nobody special right now. No.
Okay. Everyone listen, VC. Maybe taking resumes.
Resumes.
Okay. What's keeping you busy in your spare time?
Well, actually, my thoughts and everything are just toward like more on the producing, creating new content. I got a crew of people that we're just trying to develop new and original content for animation, for TV, for films, and just kind of laying in the cut and waiting until the time is right to drop it. Because you can't just like back in the day, people would drop their CDs from a helicopter and whatnot. Well, today somebody will steal your stuff, so watch out.
Yeah.
So that's what I really want to do: create new content.
Okay, and if for those that don't know what in the cup means, it just means like tucked away. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. VC, do you have any pets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. A dog.
You have a
Boxer.
dog. Boxer. Can you share the name?
Cassius.
Cassius.
Yeah.
Okay, Cassius. Cassius Clay.
Everybody, all
boxer,
the fans from Friday the 13th, they all say, "Is his name Julius?" They're like Cassius. They're like, you know what? That's tighter. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
VC, is there any movie that you would have liked to be in?
Oh wow. You know what? Even though they're kind of, and I know they got their own thing. One of those Marvel movies, because they're so over the top and they're so,
I can see it.
You know what I'm saying? But what I like about those is that, just like in any movie, if you're playing a bad guy, you don't play the evil, because bad people don't know they're being bad. That's just how they are, and it just manifests as being bad. And those superheroes, you don't play it like dun 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 dun. You just do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would love to, throw a mask on and be evil.
Okay. Who's your dream co-star?
Oh wow. Wow, there's a lot of people I know, but they're like me. They're not like the hugest stars. I love Kimberly Elise. I love her work. I love her. She's really, really deep. People like that. You know what I'm saying? That can just really just take a role and turn it out.
And what's your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show right now, I'd have to say probably Abbott.
Okay.
Abbott, the one on the I think Abbott Elementary, but that and then the Wonder Years, the reboot.
The
reboot. Oh man, yeah, they kill it on that.
Upside down or standing up?
Well, being as though I'm prone to vertigo, I might want to keep still.
Okay.
I might want to keep it straight up.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate. Come
Okay.
on, you kidding me?
Stay up late or wake up early?
Wake up early.
You got stuck on that one.
Wait, yeah, because I don't get a chance to do the stay up late too much, but yeah, wake up early. I love the freshness of the day and just the potential that because think about it.
What
I'm
the
sure
day
you
can
guys have
bring.
you wake up one day and there are certain times when things have happened in your life, and that started with a wake up in the morning, and you had no idea that whatever the day was going to bring possibly
You
change
about
your
to
life.
preach.
You know,
You about
change
to
your
preach
life.
over here. Okay.
Favorite vacation spot?
I like the Caribbean. Yeah.
Any island in particular?
Barbados.
Hey.
Yeah. Barbados.
Do you like VC or prefer Vincent?
VC.
VC.
Or V. A lot of my friends call me V. Family members call me Vincent, but
Okay. And to close this out, V, give us some of your favorite sayings, something that you have incorporated into your everyday vocabulary, people know you for.
oh man. Call me up. And I'm sure all these things, I say them all the time, like, well, one, long, short.
Every time.
Long, short, and it's just like, just straight up cut to the chase or whatever, but you lost, and people say you left a whole lot out.
Yeah.
But long, short, boom.
So what's next for you, VC? Films, comedies?
Well, right now I actually am in the third year of a commercial campaign. It's a national campaign for a company, Discount Tires, and they have office. In some states they're America's Tire. I think in LA or in California they're America's Tire, but it's a national company. And every few months I fly out of town and we shoot anywhere from 11 to 12, 14 commercials, and then we come back and then wait for the next season and whatnot. So that has been cool. But as I said, I really, really want to get more on the producing side of things and creating various types of content. Because I think right now is a time to get in on it, especially with the onset of AI and all this stuff like that. So you need to get in there right now while things are fresh and new. And that's it. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
So I heard you say that your favorite activity with your son is hiking.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this question, VC?
I'm sensing it. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So are you protecting your skin? Do you wear sunscreen?
100%.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So have you always wore sunscreen?
No. Like so many people, who have melanin, I didn't think that we needed it. Straight up, it's just like it just wasn't. Now, granted, when I was a kid, they'd grease you up and, send you out to play or whatever and da-da-da-da, make sure you weren't ashy. But as far as being protected, no, it wasn't until recently, and I'm talking within the last few years, that I realized that, oh, yeah, you need that too.
Yeah.
Okay,
so are you teaching your son to wear sunscreen?
100%. Yeah, we rock it, and we rock Black girl sunscreen.
Hey,
and I'm going to tell you something. It's so funny because when I can't wait to drop it at, like, when I'm with working and the makeup artist or whatever, making sure that they know. And, hey, they have it. They're up on it. They're like, oh, yeah, this is a great product. Every single makeup artists that I have been in front of within the last, I kid you not, within the last year and a half, they have it there and they're up on it. So yeah, they know what's up.
Yeah. I love to hear that from folks in the space of entertainment, because we don't really get the acknowledgement from the makeup artists.
Yep.
It's like the user of the world that are telling us, like, hey, I saw BGS in their kit. So
100%. 100%.
All right. Glad that you are staying protected and preserving that youth of yours.
Yeah, well, thank you, baby.
All right. Okay, V, this has been so fun. So much fun and so informative for people that want to get into entertainment, just to understand what it takes.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're juggling fatherhood and then still going with your career. Yeah. Congratulations to all your success.
And you too. This new venture, in addition to your already busy repertoire, it's beautiful. I'm really, really proud of you.
VC, thank you for joining.
Thanks for coming. Such a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. So, Francis, what's happening in the Black girl sunscreen world?
So, we're gearing up for sunscreen season, making sure all of our retailers are fully stocked for our customers. But get into these stats that I found.
Come on now. Let's go.
Mintel, I think I said that right. Mintel reports that 49% of Black consumers use sunscreen, with 54% applying product more often in 2023 versus 2022. 84% of U.S. Black sunscreen users wish there were more product options made specifically for their skin tones.
Wow. And I just have to repeat that stat, because in 2016, when Black Girl Sunscreen, we started our business, there was no data on Black consumers or people of color wearing sunscreen. So the fact that 49% of Black consumers are currently using sunscreen is night and day from the past 8 years. I want to clap for that. I want to clap for that, because I know that Black Girl Sunscreen has had a hand in producing that data.
Yep.
More importantly, though, 4% say they're applying product more versus last year. Great. We've increased our presence. But then what is kind of, a twofold question is, why is 84% of them saying that they wish they had more product options made for their skin tones? So my first thought is, well, maybe they haven't heard of Black Girl Sunscreen. And that may very well be true.
Yeah.
The second thought is, maybe Black Girl Sunscreen doesn't offer a variety of applications. Everybody likes to put on sunscreen differently, whether it's a lotion format or a spray format
Yep.
or a roll-on format or digestible. That doesn't really exist, but I'm just talking about all the different ways you can protect your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And then secondly, what are they thinking about in terms of made for their skin tone? Do they want to eliminate, the white cast? Do they want different ingredients? So it's not just about applications. There's so many variables that come into play when thinking about finding the right product for your skin. Are they focusing on, skin rashes, things that don't make them break out? So I just have a lot of questions on, the 84% of people that say they wish they were able to find something for their skin type. Nonetheless, I am grateful and thankful that we are hearing that almost 50% of Black people of color, are open-minded enough to be wearing sunscreen in 2024.
Yes.
Francis, thank you so much for providing that astonishing and impactful stat.
You're very welcome. I wonder, how are they getting these numbers? Are they looking at sales? Are they looking at specific companies? Or because clearly these numbers are reflective of what we're already doing. Because
Did you get surveyed?
I didn't get surveyed. Did you get surveyed?
No, I didn't get surveyed. But I do think that it could come from sales. I think it could come from the brand presence. I think it comes from a variety of things. But listen, I think just having the data is the most important fact. I don't know if it matters to me where it's coming from, because I'm telling you, like, it was a challenge starting Black Girl Sunscreen blindly and thinking like, well, who's going to use this and why are they going to use it? But listen, Mentel, if you're listening, you need to partner with Black Girl Sunscreen here.
Hello.
Okay. And you were listening to Shamelessly Shontay, and we will be back next Sunday. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.